Hey Total MTG fans, it's Matt here today and I'm doing a little deck tech. If you've been following me on Twitter, you see I've been raving about this little deck we put together. Some of my Twitter followers helped put it together. It is a budget mono green, modern, sorry, not standard. So let me just run through the cards. It has been performing very well online, a lot better than I thought it would against, played some really good decks. Obviously not budget decks, played Tron, Merfolk, Burn. Burn's quite hard. Elves is probably one of the hardest ones because they can sort of race me. But this deck is performing very well and I would definitely recommend if you can put it together, take it to your F&M or just play it online. You're going to have a lot of fun with it and surprise a lot of people. So we start off with Experiment 1. We have 4 of them. Obviously it evolves to get the counters on. Every creature in here is potentially bigger, so it can keep evolving, and then it's obviously got the regeneration feature as well. Very strong card, Experiment 1, and a good 1-drop. Along with Dryad Militant, it's a 2-1 for 1, so it can trigger Experiment 1 as a turn 2, and it obviously has the ability of, if an instant or sorcery card would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead, which is obviously pretty handy as well with a lot of delve decks out there. So we run 4 of them. Also run 4 Stranglehoot Geist. So 2-1 haste, has Undying. So even when they kill it, as long as it, if they exile it, then if path to exile, then it doesn't come back, but it will potentially come back as a 3-2, which is very good. So we have 4 of them. Then we have Colonian Tusker. So 3-3 for 2, double green. It's good for the devotion because we've got a couple of pump spells in here, like Aspect of the Hydra, so it does sort of help get that extra damage in. So we run 4 of them. Avatar of the Resolute. Really like this card. Costs 2 green. Can come down as a 3-2, which is fair. But if Experiment 1 has counters or anything else has counters on it, if Stranglehoot comes back and has a counter on it, this comes down potentially as like a 5-4. I have had it bigger as well before when I've played it late game. Very strong card. Has reach as well, so it helps against flyers. And has trample, so you run 4 of them. On to another speedy little creature. It's Groundbreaker. It's 6-1 for 3. It's got trample and haste. Basically, it has to be exile. You have to sacrifice it. Sorry, not exile. Sacrifice it at the end of turn. But when you're trying to get through as much damage as you can. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Pump this down. You're going to be doing a lot of damage and putting a lot of pressure underneath. So we have 4 of them. And we have a 1 of Dungrove Elder. It's hexproof. It is power and toughness equals number forest. So we only run forest in this deck except for 1 treetop village. So this potentially could be late game, could be very big for us. Just found this, a 1 of is a good creature. So I'll go on to the other instants and sorceries and stuff. We run a couple of Dismember. Could run Beast Within. But that potentially does give them a creature as well. So we run a couple of Dismembers. Does cost us 4 life, but does deal with a lot of problematic creatures. We run 3 Vines of Vastwood. Has a kicker, can protect this creature as well. If you double kick it, can give it plus 4/4. So we run 3 of them. Then, like I say, the Aspect of Hydra. Run a full play set of them, 4 of them. With all the devotion, we can get through. There's a lot of creatures that have trample. So we can just basically get through with a lot of damage with Aspect of Hydra. And then we run 3 Rancor, just to give, another reason to give another creature with trample, so it coincides with the Aspect of Hydra. If we have to put it on a Colonian Tusker or something like that, it makes them a 5-3. If there's 5 or 6 devotion down, and we could be coming through, they put a little 1-1 blocker in, or even a 2-2, 3-3, if we're swinging going 3, we're still going to get 8 damage through. So Rancor is very good as well. Like I say, the lands, just 1 treetop village and then 22 forests. Sometimes I go 22 lands. 23 land might be 1 too many, but I have been running 23 and it's been running okay. So on to the sideboard. So we have a Bow Annihilator. Gives our creatures Death Touch, which is always good. If we need it, if we're going for a longer game, we can put counters on, we can gain life, and we can do damage to, flyers as well, which is good against Lingering Souls and stuff like that. 1 Garrett Wildspeaker. Just in case we need a longer game, we can get a beast, and plus we've got the ability you know, hopefully if creatures control get +2/+3 and trample to end of turn, which is pretty sweet. Back to nature, destroy some enchantments. I've come up with a lot of enchantment decks online. Maybe you won't in card form so much, but there's quite a few online. A Croson Grip, just split second, destroy target artifact or enchantment. You know, there's a lot of affiliate decks, Tron decks, stuff like that. You can sort of, if you can, just sort of kill some of them, slow them down a bit. An extra creature in case I need one big creature. You know, I've only got Dungrove that can be bigger really, but you know, this is just another one. I can kick it to make loads of wolves as well. Raking Canopy. Whenever a creature with flying attacks you, deals 4 damage to it. That's coming against, you know, all the Lingering Souls decks, stuff like that. Run a Ratchet Bomb. Pretty self-explanatory. There's not much, you know, there's not much destroy in a mono green deck, so this, you know, this could help. Obviously, it's going to kill mine as well, but you know, we do need some kind of kill. Couple of Dragon's Claw against the red decks because they're quite speedy as well. Try and gain some life. Wild Defiance, which is whenever a creature you grab becomes target an instant or sorcery spell, they get +3/3. So, you know, good against the lightning bolts, you know, anything like those sort of decks. Creeping Corrosion for affinity, stuff like that. Destroy all the artifacts. One of them. A couple of Nature's Claims. Another artifact or enchantment, and it, you know, controller does gain 4 life. But, you know, if we're that desperate, we can kill our own Rancor. And we run a couple of Scavenging Ooze, just because I originally had 4 in the main deck, but I just found Colonian Tusker's Devotion was winning me more games, even though Scavenging Ooze is obviously a lot better card. This is obviously more situational, but Colonian Tusker for our speed was a lot better, and it was just putting the power down. Obviously this can get bigger as well and help life, so we can always bring a couple of them in, take the Dismembers out if they're no good, just to have an extra few creatures. So guys, that is the deck. I would definitely recommend having a play of this. You know, I've won so many games online with this deck, and against real stronger money decks. It's just so fast sometimes. It's just you're putting them down. You know, turn 1 like the Experiment, turn 2, turn 3 the Groundbreaker. You got them below 10 life. You know, they're down to like single figures, and then you put in the Avatar in just to put more pressure on. You know, hopefully they're coming in as a 5/4 or a 6/5. You know, Avatar has been very good for me as well, and obviously the Geist as well. You know, the Undying is very good. I am possibly thinking of putting Kitchen Finks in the sideboard as well, but I am trying to keep it, you know, real budget. The deck obviously uses are a little bit dear, but you know, the deck online I think cost, I think it was under $10. So you know, you can sort of see how cheap this is, but you will get a lot of wins. So I definitely recommend having a go. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that little deck tech. Let me know of any budget decks, modern decks that you're playing at the moment. And if you put this deck together, let me know how your performances get on. Hopefully going to have some more versus matches up soon. And I will see you guys later. Thanks a lot.